Oh, they were all like, bro.
However, we do know this.
Oh, I think it was like 30 people, 20 to 30 people.
There's compelling evidence that the law enforcement response to the attack at Robb Elementary was an abject failure and antithetical to everything we've learned over the last 2 decades since the Columbine massacre.
Bro, why do school shootings only happen in the United States? Is it? I mean, they don't have guns in the UK, so.
3 minutes after the subject entered the West Building, there was a sufficient number of armed officers wearing body armor to isolate, distract, and neutralize the subject. The only thing stopping a hallway of dedicated officers from entering room 111 and 112 was the on-scene commander, who decided to place the lives of officers before the lives of children.
Wow. Who was it?
The officers had weapons, the children had none. The officers had body armor, the children had none.
Yes.
The officers had training.
Yeah, this was one of the biggest failures. All those cops. No, they said that the commander, he was putting the lives of the cops ahead of it. Yeah, whoever that cop was, the commander, what the fuck was he thinking?
Subject had none.
Let me read from my personal check.
One hour, 14 minutes and 8 seconds. That's how long the children waited and the teachers waited in rooms 111 to be rescued. And while they waited, the on-scene commander waited for a radio and rifles. Then he waited for shields. Then he waited for SWAT. Lastly, he waited for a key that was never needed. The post-Columbine doctrine is clear and compelling and unambiguous. Stop the killing, stop the dying.
You hear anyone come in that they're not supposed to be, if they don't say that they're police, y'all pretend that you are asleep, okay?
May 24th, 2022, Robb Elementary School. A man named Salvador Ramos entered Robb Elementary and began opening fire at rooms 111 and 112.
You have SWAT and one
At
key.
11:21 a.m., the suspect sent out a message of what he was about to carry out. He had obtained an AR-15 and proceeded to shoot his grandmother in the head. Upon fleeing, the suspect
Bro, the commanding officer was clearly a fucking coward. That's what it seems like.
to a vehicle located at the residence and made his way to Robb Elementary. At around 11:28 a.m., before he could reach the elementary, the suspect crashed into a nearby ditch.
He
just outside of the
crashed?
funeral home. The occupants inside the funeral home, concerned with the well-being of the person who just crashed, went to investigate, and bystanders began calling 911. The callers didn't realize the suspect was armed with a weapon.
I didn't
and
know
hundreds
this.
of rounds of ammunition. He began to open fire on the 2 workers of the funeral home. There were multiple calls being placed into 911 at this time.
My nigga,
One of them being a
what?
worker from UCISD who witnessed the gunfire.
Bro.
Uvalde County 911. Yes, there was just an accident.
Can't even. Nah, it is ADR, man. Listen to one dude.
They ran a.
It was a bunch of just terrible mistakes made that day.
What how many vehicles? It's a pickup. It's one truck. It's a pickup truck. Oh my God, they're running. I don't know why. Oh my God, he has a gun.
Holy
911
fuck.
dispatch radioed to all units to respond, advising of a crashed vehicle with the subject actively shooting. The teacher ran back into the school, closing the door behind her. Unfortunately, the door did not fully lock.
What?
There were reports that this door was intentionally propped open, but this turned out to be false. The teacher had closed the door. It just failed to lock.
Damn.
Inside, the UCISD
Either way, I'm
employee
pretty sure
notified
if she locked it, the nigga could have just shot the glass through. Unless it was like actual door. I don't know. At the elementary school I was at, you gotta wonder why we didn't hear about this person. When did this happen? This was, I ain't gonna lie, this was 3 years ago, almost. This was on May 24th, 2022. So almost 3 years ago. Or not 3 years ago in like 5 days.
additional employee. While still on the phone with 911, the school initiated their lockdown procedure. And at this time, the suspect had jumped the fence and was making his way to the west side of the building. While the subject is outside and walking along the west parking lot, the suspect ducks behind a parked vehicle, and the first responding UCISD officer...
Or no, March, my bad. March
after.
2022. March 2022. So 3
Misidentified
3 years
the
and like some
bystander
months,
as
2 months.
suspect. The suspect continued to walk along the west side of the building, firing multiple shots into the exterior walls.
Bro.
Now inside the school, officials are preparing their lockdown procedures, returning to
shit
the
is so
room
sad,
and initiating
bro.
a UCISD Raptor alert, notifying everybody in the school that they have an active shooter.
Bro, you send your kid to school to be safe, bro, and to learn. I ain't gonna lie. What's like the solution? The only solution to this is taking guns, bro. And that's impossible at this point. I really don't think, bro, because it's impossible. There's more guns than there are people in the United States. There's 300 and something million. I think it's like 370 million guns, 380 million guns. I could Google it. I just know it's more guns than people. How many guns are in the U.S.? 500 million, bro. Yeah, that's 1.5 firearms per person. And nigga, imagine all the ones that nigga they don't know about. That's probably an extra million or two. I don't know, but still, bro, it's impossible to take the guns. I ain't gonna lie. At this point, there's too many. How would you solve this? I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know that. I'm gonna be real.
At 11:33 a.m.
Maybe like harsher, like what's it called? American gun laws are stupid. Now they are. I think maybe like they should try to like harshen up like, or like what do you call it? Like the test to take guns. Like you have to like I don't know. You gotta pass some type of shit to have a gun. I feel like. Do you have a gun? Nah, I don't.
Down the hall and heading directly to rooms.
I kind of want one though. I'm gonna be real. I think my parents have one. But I don't have a gun myself. I would probably just get like a pistol just for protection. I probably just keep it in my room. But I don't know. Most of my friends, I'm gonna be honest, most of my friends have guns. I'm gonna be real.
At 1:12, the suspect began shooting into the classrooms.
Bro.
He enters room 111 and has access to both rooms through a connecting hall.
Bro, that's a little kid.
Advising that the suspect is into the school and is actively shooting inside the
building.
building.
Oh my gosh.
That there is an active shooter.
Nigga said I look feminine.
Inside classes 111 and 112.
Do UK
continue to ring out.
Gun law?
Within a few minutes,
that's good.
3 Uvalde police officers enter Robb Elementary on the northwest side of the hallway, using the same entrance as the suspect. The officers proceed down the hallway, looking for the threat, unsure of where he is at the exact moment. Within a few seconds, 4 additional officers arrive on scene, totaling 7 police officers inside the building.
Okay, so they're in the building though.
After the first 911 call.
Okay.
Additionally, more officers are arriving on scene at this time, with Chief Arredondo being one of the first and entering the south entrance.
Let's get shouted. Nah, yeah.
Receiving additional 911 calls from within Robb Elementary, with one caller saying "Help me" somewhere inside the building.
So wait.
Dispatch attempts to gather more information from the caller, but the line is disconnected after 44 seconds. Unfortunately, amongst the chaos, this information was not relayed.
You did.
But the threat was presumed inside at this point. And just 1 minute later, additional units began to move closer to the classrooms with the victims. Dispatch attempts to relay information over the radios, but have major interference and come across unreadable. Chief Arredondo, acting incident commander at the time, does not have any radios on him. He got rid of them, as they were interfering with his response.
I remember.
Is this the commander?
We have to carry 2 radios because we have school or campus radio, communicate with the campuses, and then we have police radio. Unfortunately, I don't have hosters for those. They got my way. I threw them, and obviously I'm running at this point.
While this is happening,
I don't know if
officers
that was
begin to
commander.
stack up on the door in an attempt to breach and make entry, as one of the officers is heard saying that they cannot see inside. The suspect begins opening fire on the door, and 2 officers are hit with shrapnel.
Fuck. Am I bleeding? Am I bleeding? Am I bleeding? That's my wife's classroom.
He's in
the classroom. He got me, right?
Shouldn't let him be, yeah.
He's in the class.
Uvalde dispatch.
He's in the room, the class?
911 calls. One with a teacher saying someone is banging on the door outside.
Bro.
Additionally, Texas DPS Communications is coordinating with the DPS brass on scene.
That's what I'm scared or saying, so bro.
Troopers to Robb Elementary. Uvalde dispatch relays the little information they have to responding officers.
This is a elementary school, bro.
Knew they had an active shooter, and within the first 7 minutes of arrival, they had an accurate location of where the shooter was, given he had already opened fire upon them. These officers continued to stand by.
Why are they just standing by?
At 8 a.m., the first piece of critically false information comes through.
What's good, Matt?
He got you? I don't know.
I think it's leaking.
What the fuck? Hey, you know what? Take him out in the window.
Guys, across the world, the gun, try to active
Uvalde PD
military at every
officers
school.
relay that they have the shooter contained. This is when the communication starts to
I don't really
unravel.
know the solution to this shit like this,
And at this time, Uvalde PD SWAT is requested to Robb Elementary. Behind the scenes, dispatch was overwhelmed, with multiple calls for service And additionally, the grandmother was still alive at this time. Dispatch was coordinating with officers and EMS to get the grandmother help while trying to manage communications at Robb Elementary. And
Why
this
are they
is
just
extremely
standing
difficult for
here?
Dispatch, because according to the Facebook post posted in the
Bro.
911 dispatcher group, there was only 2 dispatchers on duty at the time, handling every single 911 call,
Damn.
radio traffic, and calls from the public. While dispatch was handling 911 calls,
imagine,
Chief
bro, they
Arredondo
only had
contacted dispatch.
I don't know if niggas understood, but they only had 2 dispatchers taking all them 911 calls from the school. Nigga, it's probably tens, hella people calling. And then not only that, they got to take 911 calls from people just around the city. Bro, why are there only 2 of them? There should be like, nigga, like, I don't know, but way more than 2, bro.
And advised he is inside the building with the subject. The chief is asking that the caller...
This just shows, bro, in a lot of areas that shouldn't have them, there are like budget cuts. And niggas will do certain things to save money, such as not hiring more of the dispatchers, niggas, so they could save money on the salaries and shit like that. But at the end of the day, bro, those budget cuts and all that shit is not gonna help in the long run, bro. Cause look at this shit. Grandma had 30 minutes later. She a trooper, not real shit.
Is with the shooter. Dispatch does not know. He proceeds to tell dispatch...
What happened?
Is with the shooter. And advised he is inside the building with the subject. The chief is asking if the caller is with the shooter. Dispatch does not know. He proceeds to tell dispatch the shooter is in room 111 or 112.
Okay.
And during the Texas Senate committee holding, it was thought that the dispatcher relayed the incorrect information.
Really?
I'm right here. Chief, ma'am, there's a teacher with him in his classroom.
Can't even imagine how scary that must be. In my city, they don't respond to nonviolent crimes. It's low-key like that in Houston. Bro, Houston police are overwhelmed too. There's not enough police officers in Houston. Since we ended on bad terms the last time we met, I'll say that I'm sorry for what I did. I'm not intending to glorify in any way. I made a mistake. You good, bro.
He's in another classroom. She's in room.
Aren't you a young nigga? How old are you, Matt?
Another person possible shot across from her. It wasn't 102, it was 112. It was the accurate number.
It was 107 or 102?
Okay, we have him in the room. He's got an AR-15. He's shot a lot. He's in the room. He hasn't come out yet. We're surrounded, but I don't have a radio with me. Please let all units know he's going to be in a room. He's in room 111 or 112.
After listening to the actual 911 audio, the dispatcher relayed that the caller was calling from room 102, and they did not know where the shooter was.
Oh, okay.
That's when dispatch had to confirm with Chief Arredondo what room number the shooter was in. And the chief knew exactly where the shooter was at this time.
Is it a real call?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a real call. There might be multiple Matt, sir, but appreciate the follow-up. You getting for the motion for them, man.
I don't have a visual, but I could hear gunshots outside of my classroom. You could still hear gunshots inside building and the building. I don't know. There's been a whole lot. And I've got a message from somebody that somebody is shot in another classroom.
Bro.
Somebody is shot in the classroom? Okay, can you tell me if it's a teacher or not mine, in another one. I'm sorry, what? Another classroom. I don't know. Please hurry. Okay, ma'am, what room number? Can you tell me what room? I'm in room 102. I'm in 102. Is it going to be across from you? I don't know where he's at right now. I gotta go. I can't let him hear me.
Bro, she sounds so scared, bro. Bro.
Hey, this is Arredondo.
This is sad as fuck, bro.
Arredondo. Can you hear me?
I don't even want to listen to this, bro.
I'm inside the building with this man. He has an AR-15. Is the teacher with him in the classroom?
She's in another classroom. She's in room 102. Room 102. There's another person possibly shot across from her. They're not sure.
Okay. So we have him in a room. He's got an AR-15. He's shot a lot. He's in a room. He hasn't come out yet. We're surrounded, but I don't have a radio with me. So you let all the units know he's going to be in room.
Okay, so the shooter's in one of the rooms. What room number, Pete?
Yes, he's going to be in room 9, 10, 11, 12. He's either in room 111
What?
or 112.
111 or 112, okay.
At 11:41,
Oh, he's
PD
counting.
officers were requesting confirmation on if the class was still in session. Dispatch confirms that the class should be in session right now,
The
and that
class
Chief
in session?
Arredondo has the shooter in room 111 and 112, and is requesting SWAT by the funeral home.
What does that mean? The class should be in session. That must be some police code, bro. This is Uvalde, yeah. If you know which room he is, then go fucking get
the
him.
location of the shooter and confirmation that class is in session, with children inside rooms 111 and 112. At this time, parents are starting to show up at the funeral home, wondering what is happening inside. As time continues to pass, there are multiple officers located within the hallways, outside, and setting up a perimeter. The crowd of parents begins to grow.
I can feel the negative energy, bro.
At 1:47 a.m.,
I don't doubt it, bro.
Border Patrol was notified and to send all available units, including Border Patrol's elite unit, known as BORTAC and BORSTAR. Unfortunately, the miscommunication continues. Different officers on scene are relaying that the chief is in the room with the shooter and that BORTAC is already on scene. This information was incorrect, likely spread by the mass chaos unfolding. Chief Arredondo was unable to confirm any of this information.
Bro,
as he still
is this school still open? Like, or did they shut this school down? Is this still open? Yeah, that makes sense. Cause it's like, how can you how do you work there? It says it's closed. How do you work there? How do you send your child back to school there? And then they just, yeah. Columbine's open. I don't know that. I'm calling $1 Oh. Yo, Zick. Apparently the man that did this yesterday for a lifelong sentence.
Have a radio. At 11:56 a.m.
I feel like even though there's lives lost and all those, like this one, like I feel like it's just different because, bro, they're toddlers, bro. Oh, you got a life sentence yesterday. These are dead ass toddlers. These are like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds, bro.
UPD officer comes into the
elementary schools go up to 10, I think.
That the shooter is in his wife's classroom and that she has been shot.
Ruben.
These kids are all under 10, bro.
The rest of the school continues to be evacuated, and Texas DPS air units are on scene providing air support. At this time, dispatch received a call from a child.
Wait, this nigga's alive? I'll look him up after this video.
And the child advises that there is a school shooting.
I just realized this nigga's alive. There's no way he's alive.
This information is not shared over the radio immediately. The dispatcher is attempting to call back. And what I'm assuming the dispatch is doing here
those are
everyone
babies
in the school already knows there is a shooting. This information
why, bro? They've been in this same spot for like 10 minutes.
As seconds matter in the situation. And as the crowd
of
civilians are growing larger, with radio traffic advising that the parents are showing up on the northwest side, and some of them are armed. Chief Arredondo has requested someone find a master key from the school official.
Why do y'all need a master key, my nigga?
Children in room 109 and a room that
bro,
does
just
not
kick the
have
door
an
in.
active threat. Arredondo continues his exploration hyper focused on finding one.
I kind of get it because like they don't want to kick the door down with the kids in it. I think that's why they want the master key to get to the kids.
And that room 109 needs to be cleared and vacated before they do any kind of breaching. An officer suggests breaking out the windows to room 109
by the way,
instead of looking for a key.
Parents who are ready to go on armed. Yeah, I know that. I heard about that.
He doesn't want to make any noise that may cause the suspect to shoot again. This is the same person who denied being the incident commander.
I feel you, bro.
And according to the DOJ report, is quoted saying this: "Time is on our side right now. I know we got kids in there, but we got to save the lives of the other ones."
What? What does that mean? Oh, I might skip this. I gotta see. The following is distressing. Skip to out of the respect for the victim. Involved. The name is redacted. Okay. Voice has changed. If you would like to view, did she pass away? I ain't gonna lie, if it's too bad, I'm gonna skip it. 1631, okay.
Hello? Calling with the phone? Are you okay? No, there's a school shooting. Okay, yes, ma'am. I have multiple units there. Are you with officers or are you barricaded somewhere? I'm in the classroom.
Bro, she sounds like she's like 7, bro.
112. 112. 112, yes, ma'am. What's your name, ma'am? Please hurry. There's a lot of dead bodies. Carolina, please. You said you're in classroom 112? Yes, ma'am. Please, seek help. I can't wait. You were telling me you need to be quiet. I am. I'm cut him out. Nobody wasn't even there.
I ain't gonna lie, I get it. There's kids in there, bro. Like, I guess she's telling them, I don't know who Kay is. It might be a little kid too, but shout out to Kay. She's being real brave and shit. But yeah, the kids, it's gonna be hard for them to be quiet. You know, they're under all the age of like 9, 10 years old, bro. She's trying her best.
Situations my dad taught me when I was a little girl.
Wait, is she older?
Send help. One of my teachers are still alive, but they're
Oh, some of my teachers. Wait, is this a kid?
How far are y'all away? They're inside of the building, okay? You just stay quiet, okay? They're inside the building. You just need to stay quiet.
Only parts of the 911 call were released to the media. This call
Is it a kid?
actually lasted 16 minutes. It's
16?
unclear how many 911 dispatchers were on scene at Uvalde Dispatch at 12:10 p.m. The
They
dispatcher
aren't
was
showing
in
the
a
names.
situation
Nah,
where she
no, I
could
know.
not hang up the line, even if it went
Wait,
silent.
why was fucking
Having
order
an open line
one
of
of the rank chief
communication
commanders
within
on
the
the
room
man?
is
That is
extremely
true.
beneficial. It provides an extra set of
That's why it's
ears
about police.
and allows dispatch to gather audible intelligence. The victim advises dispatch that their teacher is dead. And at 12:12 p.m., a tactical stack was forming, consisting
this
of
was.
Texas DPS troopers, Border Patrol, and a UCSO deputy at the south doorway. Chief Arredondo approached these officers and told them that they need to hold, so room 109 can be evacuated first.
16 minutes
thus
standing
furthering
around.
the wait time.
Bro.
And just 1 minute later, BORTAC commander arrives on scene through the northwest door.
Wartime commander, so he just
They
pulls
are
up.
being debriefed on what is happening inside rooms 111 and 112. Constable Zamora approaches these units and advises them that there should be no entry until Arredondo gives permission,
What?
thus furthering the notion that Arredondo is the incident commander. They also relay that amongst the surviving teacher are 8 or 9 children. Dispatch is unsure of the
Bro.
number of wounded and advise that the information is coming from a student inside the
Bro,
classroom.
they have many people involved.
The child
I
continues
know,
to plead
bro.
with dispatch to please hurry and state that their teacher is about to die.
Bro.
And outside the northwest entrance, one officer stresses to UPD Chief Pargas that the room is full of victims.
Why are they just, these niggas are just on the phone, bro. They're just on the phone. Like, bro, we got all these niggas with guns, bro. Just walking around. Bro. The fact the parents begging got told they get charged for entering. Nah, that is trifling, bro. Bro, we got all these grown men with guns and tactical armor, nigga, and gear. Bro, and bro, they're just standing here. I didn't know. I ain't gonna lie, I've never seen this. He's smiling? Hold up.
The room is full of child call 911 saying the room is full of victims. Child 911. Child 911 call. You wanna start
Trying for like hours, dead ass. These are kids that went through this, bro. Was this in May or March? Cause this is giving me, it says May. I don't know, bro. Yeah, I know. How was the nigga that did this alive, bro?
Hey, who's in charge of task? It's gonna take time. Y'all need banks. You got gas? They're bringing gas and banks.
got victims in there.
Bro, these niggas are getting, bro, I get it, bro. These niggas want to get flashbangs, gas, and all that extra shit because it's an active dude, bro. But, bro, when you doing shit like these in the school, bro, it's a school shooting, bro, you low key, high key, just gotta go, bro. You have all these numbers. Somebody might got hit, somebody might die, bro. But it's like, bro, it's your job. It's what you signed up for, bro. I get it. Niggas don't want to die. But it's kids, gang. It's kids, bro. You got to. You just have to. Fuck all the flashbang shit. They already got multiple armed niggas, bro. Just go rush the nigga, bro.
Just call if they have victims in there.
Forget about all that extra shit, bro.
And at this time, a set of keys is acquired and Chief
Facts.
Arredondo tries them on room 109.
All right, bro. They're getting all this instead of just pushing them, bro.
Texas DPS advises that BORTAC is going in, but Chief Arredondo is adamant on securing room 109 first.
Bro, what?
Texas DPS relays his info to BORTAC, and they continue to stand by at the orders of Incident Commander Arredondo.
But who is this
Dispatch is
Arredondo
still on the
nigga?
phone with the child and asks the child to stay quiet, but the child says their teacher will not stay quiet.
No.
And the child asks,
The
if
teacher
they are
might be
getting
screaming in
outside the
pain.
doors, and the
Wait till the
dispatcher continues
26th.
to reassure them that they are getting officers there, not knowing it would still be 30 more minutes until officers made entry.
30 minutes? Wait, no.
It would still be 30 more minutes until
30
officers made
minutes?
entry. Still on the line,
What?
the child continues to speak to dispatch, and dispatch is advising them to stay
Wait,
quiet.
I thought it was like 8
Someone
minutes.
else is inside the room heard stating that they need to come immediately.
Why did they wait so long?
With one dispatcher being on the line, this means, theoretically, that one out of the two dispatchers is occupied, meaning that there is only one dispatcher handling the rest of the
Wow.
911 calls, radio traffic, and phone calls coming into the dispatch center.
Bro, in the whole city, bro.
PM, BORTAC commanders
My
requesting the
nigga.
lock status on rooms 111 and 112.
Bro.
As the misinformation continues to spread, the room is presumed locked. Dispatch continues to talk to the child.
Occupied with what? I have no idea.
With another child getting on the phone, dispatch asks their name, but it is unclear. The dispatcher reiterates that officers are there and that the children should not open the door unless they are advised to do so by dispatch. And this is an awful scenario. As the dispatcher, you have complete control of the caller. If you tell them to stay put, there is a risk of them being located and possibly killed.
True.
But if you tell them to run, there is
They
another
could
risk
leave, yeah.
of them being located and shot as well. There is no good advice,
No.
especially when talking to a child.
Yeah.
The dispatcher,
As a dispatcher, there's really limited shit you could do. I ain't gonna lie, bro, what do you even say, bro? Do you be like, yo, just stay and barricade? You gotta say, okay, you're saying run, but they could run out and the nigga's right there and he just shoots. Or they could barricade themselves in there and then lock the doors and all that shit. I just don't know. I don't know.
the best thing they could, given the situation they were in. And at 12:21 p.m.,
Yeah, that's true. When cops aren't doing anything, it is better to run.
with the child still on the line with
That's
911.
true. No, we don't know yet.
Hey, can you go get a breaching tool? I know.
No, bro, why did it sit in here, bro? In this situation, we better run. This one maybe it would have been.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
They're kids though, bro. I'm gonna be honest, they're kids, bro. These niggas are in elementary.
Can you hear me, sir?
They're trying to reason with this nigga saying, "Can you hear me, sir?" Was this? There has to be a man. Oh, I said Matt the saw up. Move. I don't know. I'll look it up after this video. That hella protests in my school. I don't think. I mean, you're closer. I think Dallas is closer to where this shit is at than Houston is, so it makes sense. I don't remember if they did anything in my school. I don't think so.
Hey, hold the channel!
Chief Arredondo decided to break out the windows to room 109 and get the children out. Units, along with BORTAC, are assembling outside of the classroom, and they hear faint cries coming from within. And Chief Arredondo still attempts to make
You only had
contact
walkouts
with the
for Portland,
suspects.
man.
As the minutes pass by, an officer inside the hallway asks if there are children inside with the shooter, and Chief Arredondo confirms that there is. Time is still passing by.
Bro,
The
it's been
officers
40
outside are
minutes.
establishing a layout of the classroom, confirming that these rooms
Nigga, the police got here at 11:40, gang. It's 12:21.
are in
Look,
fact joined.
it's been 40 minutes.
BORTAC commander is made aware of this information. And at 12:26 p.m., Chief
Bro.
Arredondo is on the phone, explaining that they are trying to preserve the rest of the lives first, as his reasoning for evacuation and not making entry to classrooms 111 and 112.
My first thought is that we need to vacate. We haven't contained, and I know this is horrible. And I know this is what our training tells us to do, but we haven't contained. There's probably gonna be some deceased in there, but we don't need any more from out here. So I called out and I said, "Get these kids out." Whatever I told them, bust those windows, get them out.
Room 109 has now been evacuated, along with the west side of the building, with the exception of rooms 111 and 112. And as the officers are discussing entry, the child is still on the phone with 911. And 1 minute later, Chief Arredondo gives the go-ahead to make entry into these classrooms. He begins to iterate that they're probably locked, and his search for more keys continues. And 1 minute later, the 911 call drops.
No way, bro.
And at 12:35 p.m., BORTAC
35?
retrieves a Halligan breaching tool, and Texas Ranger 1 enters the hallway with a set of keys.
Just go to 20
They're
people
able to
passed
open
away.
multiple doors and are deemed master keys. As additional BORTAC units arrive on scene, They began discussing the
Bro,
situation.
this shit all could have
and
been
other
not
means of
avoided,
attack.
but like so many lives could have been saved.
As the minutes passed by, there is still mass confusion on the confirmation of the lock status to classrooms 111 and 112. And at 12:43, a shield is passed down the hallway near rooms 111 and 112. And Chief Arredondo states that the door, I bet you, was unlocked. This comes after reiterating the need to find keys in the first place. And at 12:46 p.m., the keys are used to open room 111. The entry team is made up of 6 personnel, 3 BORTAC operators, 1 Borstal operator, and 2 deputies with the Uvalde County SO and Zavala County. The BORTAC commander, who is the leader of this team, not only
the whole time,
directionally,
yeah.
but physically. He puts himself in the front of the stack with the rifle shield. The unit makes entry, but the door cannot stay open and is slowly closing.
Yeah.
One of the units holds the door open while BORTAC makes their way inside. Inside room 111 is the first attack of BORTAC operators. And at this moment, everything went silent.
You saw all the kids in there, huh?
He might have climbed up in the ceiling.
I think they look like wood doors. I think I might have seen one in the corner. Yeah, they're wooden doors.
Oh my God, please.
Bro, this nigga's saying please, bro. I've been there for like 50 minutes, bro. But then how'd they get hit with sharpener if there's wood though? I don't even know. I thought sharpener was just like, oh, sharpener was metal. Yeah, they're wood doors. They got like a little slab of like glass in the middle of it.
Something's burning, huh? Something's burning. Is it the flashbangs?
Units outside are unsure what's happening in classroom 111. That is, until 12:49 p.m.
They fit
The
splinters. They
suspect
lied.
emerges from a closet in classroom 111 and opens fire on the entry team, grazing 1 BORTAC member of the head and leg. The stack returns fire, striking the suspect multiple times, killing him.
Oh, he died. That's good. I mean, that's good. You did? Ah, that's what he said. I'm gonna Google it, bro. Holy shit, bro. What time is that, Roger? I'll go back and check right now at the when
And
it
at this
is
time,
over.
law enforcement medics
Got like 10 minutes
and EMT
left.
are rushed into
Like
classrooms
8-7.
111 and 112 and began escorting the wounded out. Radio traffic is broadcasted that the suspect is down.
Okay.
From the initial time of attack, it took responding officers
11:36.
1 hour and 14 minutes to breach the door.
Oh my gosh. An hour and 14 minutes and he was in the same room the whole time. No, bro.
It took responding officers 1 hour and 14 minutes to breach the door.
Bro, and you...
And
Oh, the
following the
kids,
aftermath of
bro.
the shooting at Robb Elementary, the FBI, Texas Rangers, and other officials began their investigation procedures. The Texas DPS coordinator described this incident as an abject failure.
Yeah, it
Chief
was.
Pete Arredondo
He had to get fired,
was
right?
terminated for his lack of response efforts,
Yeah.
along with multiple officers who arrived on scene first. With
Nigga deserve a little bit more than
investigations still underway.
termination.
And in February of 2024, DPS director testified before Uvalde grand jury of consideration of bringing criminal charges against the law enforcement officers who failed to appropriately respond to the Robb.
They should get some type of criminal charges.
And just 1 month later, in March 2024, an investigation requested by the city of Uvalde cleared all Uvalde police officers of wrongdoing. And less than a week after this information was made public, Acting Chief Daniel Rodriguez resigned.
That's it. Yeah, okay. 2 million is nowhere near enough, bro. It's not gonna bring their family back. That's nothing, bro. They should have got way more. That's it. That's what I'm saying. There's 2 million. Bro, that's what I'm saying. It's 17 families, bro. 2 million. Like, bro, I don't know, like, I don't know who these niggas think they are thinking that's gonna solve anything, bro.
And as the days, weeks, and months passed by, misinformation continued to spread, which is why I'm only basing the incident timeline solely on what was released by the Department of Justice in January 2024.
Oh my gosh, bro.
And according to this document, the dispatchers on duty were not given a coordinated effort for mental health services. On page 297 and 298, there was no coordinated effort to reach out to the dispatch/communications personnel who responded to the Robb Elementary shooting to provide services and support. The dispatchers took calls, including from children trapped with the shooter, and dispatched and coordinated efforts via the police radio and cell phones. There should have been a follow-up on their health and wellness. The responsibilities of dispatch and communications personnel are critical to the successful conclusion of an incident,
That's facts.
as seen at Robb Elementary. Dispatchers who listened to and tried to comfort children who were afraid of dying experienced severe stress and are in elevated risk of developing a mental health concern as a result.
I mean, I can't blame them.
Rarely exposed to direct danger, dispatchers are exposed to several intense stressors, such as dealing with multiple, sometimes simultaneous calls, having to make time-pressured, life and death decisions, having little information about and little control over the emergency situation. Intense, confusing, and frequently hostile contact with frantic or outraged callers. An exclusion from the status and camaraderie typically shared by on-scene personnel who get the credit for responding to the situation. Although dispatchers are not on scene of the incident, they still may show many of the classic post-traumatic reactions and symptoms, but they are often overlooked by police supervisors and consulting mental health clinicians alike. The need for more training is always there. When a 911 call comes in, the dispatcher is the first incident commander until a responding unit is dispatched and on scene, and they are not to be excluded. One of the dispatchers even reached out to a post stating that they were incredibly overwhelmed and only had 2 dispatchers on duty at the time, and with only 10 dispatchers total.
It's crazy.
And these dispatchers maintained radio traffic for 17 different departments in the area.
Wait, say it again?
Dispatchers is dispatched and on scene, and they are not to be excluded. One of the dispatchers even reached out to a post stating that they were incredibly overwhelmed and only had 2 dispatchers on duty at the time.
Bro, like 2, bro?
10 dispatchers total, and these dispatchers maintained radio traffic.
Oh my gosh, bro. Like, bro, niggas always want to make, it's always about money, bro. Niggas only want to hire 2 dispatchers at a time. They want to save money. They don't want to spend money on other niggas because they can cut costs. And look what happens, bro. 2 dispatchers supposed to handle all those costs. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't really blame the dispatchers, bro, for like having any fuck ups, bro. They're getting tens of calls from parents, teachers, students, nigga, and people are all around the city too. And there's only 2 dispatchers on duty, my nigga. Like, what are they supposed to do in this situation? The police though, y'all are fucked. Look at it. Hold on, we got like 4 minutes left.
Departments in the area. This is a problem with small town 911. You give them a low budget with low pay.
Telling you, low budget,
minimal staffing, and keep adding responsibilities.
Yep.
And when an incident like this happens, it's immediately overwhelming.
It's gonna cut costs, bro. Everything's about money.
I too have been through an active shooter as a dispatcher. While there was not as much loss of life, it was still incredibly overwhelming for the 2 of us alone in dispatch. And while these dispatchers performed exceptionally well, given their less than ideal circumstances, it still doesn't excuse the fact that dispatch is their first point of contact and often the most overlooked. And in the following days of the shooting, dispatch was still overwhelmed. So much that the Texas National Number Association, along with the Texas Killer Community Emergency Response Task Force, put out an SOS, calling for all dispatchers in the state of Texas to assist, with hundreds of dispatchers and volunteers signing up to help and traveling to Uvalde. The 911 community took it upon themselves to reach out, with Texas NENA and dispatchers around the country visiting their center, sending flowers, cards, and snacks, as well as the FAR Public Safety Communications, providing them a visit with their emotional support dog, Bella. And Uvalde's 911 center was given a $142,500 upgrade, with the money being supplied by 9 different donors. The top donor being Evans Consols Corporation, a leader in 911 and command center technology. And even though there may not have been a direct coordinated effort to reach out to these dispatchers from an official capacity, the 911 community takes care of their own. With this in mind, I reached out to Uvalde PD to hopefully reach one of their dispatchers. I spoke with the dispatcher briefly on the phone, but any questions regarding what happened that day needed to go to their public information officer. I had some general questions for the dispatchers and asked the officer that a dispatch lead or admin be made aware of this email. Unfortunately, I never got a response back. I have no doubt in my mind that Uvalde PD receives hundreds, if not thousands, of calls every month, with the 911 dispatchers being the first point of contact. And while these dispatchers were strong, their strength was unmatched to the victims inside classrooms in 111 and 112. Against a terrifying encounter, these children inside were able to call 911 and help each other within the classroom, keeping each other calm and maintaining their strength for that 1 hour and 14 minutes. In June of 2023, the 911 Youth Hero Awards ceremony honored the 911 dispatcher who took the calls that day. She was also given an opportunity to meet with the children in what was described as a profound experience. In total, there were 3 students who called 911 that day: K, MC, and AM. All 3 students were honored at the 911 Youth Heroes Awards, with K and MC accepting their awards in person, and the parents of AM accepting the award on behalf of their daughter. There is still so much to unfold.
Damn, bro, this is sad as fuck, bro.
At Robb Elementary. But at this moment in time, the residents of Uvalde and across the world will never forget May 24th, 2022.
Oh my gosh, bro. Who did it, bro? Nah, I'm gonna look. Wait, is this the link you sent me? Okay. Is it, the photo? Oh, this one? Oh my gosh, bro. Bro.
We continue our commitment to...
Who did this, bro? He's dead. Bro, the nigga's dead, bro. Why? I just, there's no, death isn't even a good punishment. There's not. Like, there's no reason, bro, for this. Like, bro, the nigga was posting shit like this, bro. Like, how? Like, bro. Like, bro, he was literally... You know, other countries block that info. You know, my theories. You know, my theory is because we show the face and name that so much happens here. Other countries block it, so they don't get the sense of satisfaction. They don't even live there full time. we glorify them. The amount of lives they could have saved, yet they just stay there. Yeah, bro, the cops fucked up. With shit like this, bro, there's no justification to this, bro. The nigga was 18 years old. Like, why? What did those kids do to you? What did those teachers do to you to where he felt the need to? There's no reason, bro. The shit like this is just disease, bro. It's the disease. I really wish that this nigga wasn't even born. I'm gonna keep it a buck. This nigga didn't deserve to live, bro. This is probably one of the most evil things that have ever been committed ever, bro. Could have been 21, bro. Like they're a kid, bro. Bro. This might be, bro. This nigga is probably one of the most evil human beings that ever walked this earth. Because how do you do that, bro? Or from being bullied, they want to take anger out on someone. At the end of the day, bro, the cops fucked up. They did terrible. But this nigga, bro, there's no words for some shit like this. Not saying it's a reasonable thing to do. No, I know. You're just trying to reason it. Bro, but it's like, you can say that. Niggas get bullied. Which is like, okay, that's a reason. But like thousands of niggas, they get bullied every day, bro. And while bullying is a bad thing, this nigga, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be wrong. I'm low-key mad that he's dead, bro. Like death, this nigga didn't deserve, like, how do I word it? Like, death was it's too easy for that nigga, bro. He deserved to go through way more, bro. Like, I'm so serious, bro. Yeah, the nigga should have gone through some shit in jail for the rest of his life, or gotten the chair and suffered in jail for like 30 years before he got a chair or some shit. The first female we had last year, because she was in love with Young Colbert. Oh my gosh. So many of the drones get posted. One thing common is that they're idolized by someone who did it prior. You know what? That is true, though. That is true. For me, it's the kind of thing to where, like, maybe one day if I have like a big platform, I definitely won't show them. Should remove a part of his body every day until they run out and execute him. Nah, they should have done this nigga terrible. Maybe one day if I have like a bigger platform, I probably won't show the niggas' faces. But for me, it's like a thing I want to see. I don't know. It's like I want to see like what they look like. I don't know why. Just so I could tie like a person to this act, bro. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? Because it's like if I don't see their face, it's just like a mystery to me. I don't know. No, not your fault. No, what I'm saying. No, I know you're saying it's not my fault, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. This is like the curiosity in me a little bit. I got to see the nigga. But I see why news outlets shouldn't show them, though. That's facts. They shouldn't, like, news outlets, are all them people, they shouldn't show. I want to beat the fuck out. I ain't gonna lie, yeah. Bro, who wouldn't, bro, what human being would not, if they seen this nigga right now, would not just start beating the fuck out of this nigga? He allegedly threatened girls online prior. Bro. Like, bro, the nigga was, there's so many signs, bro. The nigga was threatening young women with bro, SA and gun violence, my nigga. Like, the signs are everywhere, bro. Not gonna lie, I might get packed up, but they set up. Nah, they did. I ain't gonna lie, should we? I watch one more. I watch one more video. I watch some video about Columbine, bro. The dude who made that video, it was a good video, by the way. Is Columbine still open? I'll watch one more, and after that, I'm gonna start gaming because I don't want this stream to be like 2. Not gonna lie, you gotta reserve an hour for it. Do it some other time, I bet. It's still open. The school has gonna demolish and rebuilt. Keep it a buck. Reacting segments are one of the best parts of the stream. Yeah, I do need to react more. That's facts. I'll probably start I don't know if I should react at the beginning or towards the end. I do like reacting. But I ain't gonna lie, low key, hold on, bro. How many were there, bro? Bro, I ain't gonna lie. If we're gonna look at that bitch ass nigga, we gotta see the people who passed away, bro. Bro. Because come on, bro, release. The little girl, yeah, I want to look at all them, bro. I ain't gonna lie, cause if I'm gonna give that weird ass nigga attention, bro, we gotta focus on the victims too. I'm gonna just do like a little moment of silence. I'm just not gonna say shit, you know, outside for a couple seconds, just cause this shit kind of deep, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Shit is sad, bro. Rest in peace. I want to read their names, bro. McKenna Lee Elrod. You said what? You actually have respect for real? Nah, bro. This shit is sad, bro. I was low-key turned up at the end of that video, bro, but I didn't want to. McKenna, I don't want to say the names wrong. McKenna Lee Elrod, Layla Salazar, Miranda Matthews, Nevaeh Bravo, Jose Manuel Flores Jr., Xavier Lopez, Tess Marie Mata, Rogelio Torres, Eliana Eli, Amaya Garcia, Eliana A. Torres, Annabelle Guadalupe Rodriguez, Jackie Casares, Uzia Garcia, Jace Carmelo Luevanos, Mate Iluena Rodriguez, Jayla Nicole Ciguero, Irma Garcia, Ava Morales, Amiri Joe Garcia, Alexandria Lexi, and Rubio, Alethea Ramirez, bro. Rest in peace to all these kids and these brave teachers as well, bro. Nobody ever deserves this, bro, for just trying to do your job and trying to go to school. These kids were 10, 11 years old, bro. And rest in peace to the 48-year-old and the 44-year-old. Was anybody else older on here too? Everybody here should have lived a way longer life than they did. And shout out to the teachers as well, bro. They put their lives on the line for these kids. And even though they passed away, bro, their sacrifice is not going to be forgotten, bro. You two ladies are extremely brave, and so are all these little kids, bro. I don't know, whatever the man above has planned for y'all, I know it's beautiful. Rest in peace to these kids, bro. Don't scroll down, Zick. Why not? No. Little girl, that's why I fuck with you. I appreciate I fuck with you too, bro. Not gonna lie, 5 kids I want to homeschool them. They socialize in sports and shit, but you can't trust schools that ought to be safe. Does it go in order? I think it does, yeah. Bro. These are kids, bro. Damn, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. If even America's fucked up. It really is. Nigga, human beings are fucked up. Not all of us, obviously, but as a whole, bro, humans are some evil people. Not even just this nigga, but like the acts human beings have committed, bro, like 9/11 or like the Holocaust, shit like that. Human beings are really evil people, bro. Not all of us, obviously, but it's just like, bro, the shit that we've done as like a species, my nigga. Even though there's really a lot of good too, bro. There's a lot of good people. I ain't gonna lie, there's a lot of great people. We shouldn't highlight the bad as much, but the bad it's terrible, bro. You gotta feel for the families of the victims as well. I ain't gonna lie, shit like that, that's a wound that will never heal, bro. like there's really nothing I could say like for the parents that will like make it any better, because it's like, bro, no parent should have to bury their child, especially that young. But it's like, bro, there's literally nothing you can say, bro. Dead ass, bro. I just wish that, I hope that those families going forward, bro, they're able to live their best lives, bro. However that may be.